Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peterisms, where I tell stories of my life and just little things that I have learned as I've grown into the person that I am today. I'm looking at my hair. It is so long at this point. It's crazy long. I actually wasn't going to film another video because I'm uploading my videos right now as we speak, or as I speak, and it's kind of late. It's like 8 o'clock, but I was sitting here and I was like, well, I have nothing else to do while I'm waiting for these videos to upload, so maybe sit outside. It's a beautiful evening. It's a little bit chilly, but it's very nice outside. You can see the sky is blue and there's just a dotting of clouds outside, so I thought, why not go into the evening with some meditations. Alex and I are going to watch some TV and maybe a movie tonight, so I put lemon-scented candle waxes in our candle wax things in there, and put we have a lemon candle from Bath & Body Works. I have it in the candle warmer, so the whole house is smelling like lemons. It smells very fresh and clean right now. The bed is made for the evening, and I'm ready just to settle in and just be relaxed and enjoy the evening. And meditation kind of helps me do that sometimes, to silence the mind. On my review channel today, I actually did an entire, my morning routine, and I haven't done it for a while, and I am just so beyond relaxed from having done that. It was really nice. I, used all these skincare products, and I took my time with a face mask, and then I, took a shower, and I obviously, and I used, some of my favorite shampoos and conditioners that smell the best, and put on this really good smelling lotion. So it's just I kind of had a mini spa day today, at home. See, you don't have to go to a spa and spend, $300. You can, or even $100. You can just have a little spa day in your bathroom. So, I brought out the Are A BadA books because I went in the bathroom, which is where I keep all my meditation books lined up against the wall. And I was like, I just want to pick one or two tonight. So, I love the Are A BadA books so much. I don't know if I read these specific to meditations last year, but I'm going to go in and we'll see what May 9th is, since that's today. If it's something that I don't think is real appropriate, just because I like to talk about things that are more universal. Learning new behaviors. We can talk about that. I just broke the spine of the book. That's okay. I kind of like when books are a little bit more broken in like this. Do you see? The back cover has come off. Anyway, learning new behaviors, May 9th. Sometimes we'll take a few steps backward. That's okay too. Sometimes it's necessary. Sometimes it's part of going forward. Codependent no more. Life is a gentle teacher. She wants to help us learn. The lessons she wants to teach us are the ones we need to learn. Some say they are the lessons we chose to learn before we were born. Others say they are the lessons that were chosen for us. It's frustrating to be in the midst of learning. It's like sitting in an algebra class listening to a teacher explain a subject beyond our comprehension. We do not understand, but the teacher takes the understanding for granted. It may feel like someone is torturing us with messages that we shall never understand. We strain and strain. We become angry, frustrated, confused. Finally, in despair, we turn away, deciding that that formula will never be available to our mind. Later, while taking a quiet walk, we break through. Quietly, the gift of understanding has reached the deepest place in us. We understand. We have learned. The next day in class, it's hard for us to imagine not knowing. It is hard to remember the frustration and confusion of those who have not yet caught on. It seems so easy now. Life is a gentle teacher. She will keep repeating the lesson until we learn. It is okay to become frustrated, confused, angry. Sometimes it is okay to despair. Then it is okay to walk away and allow the breakthrough to come. It shall. Help me remember that frustration and confusion usually precede growth. If my situation is challenging me, it is because I'm learning something new, rising to a higher level of understanding. Help me be grateful, even in my frustration, that life is an exciting progression of lessons. I love this meditation. Okay, so there's so many things in here, as I was reading it, that was making me think of this, making me think of that, I've talked on here many times about the Dr. Cherie Scott book, which is called If Life Were a Game, These Are the Rules. I love that book. It's one of my favorite motivational self-help books of life, although I don't like that word, self-help, but it is. It's fantastic. And one of the first rules in the book, I think the first rule is, in life you are given a body. Change it or do what you want with it, but it's yours for life. And I think the second lesson is, in life there are lessons, and the third lesson is lessons are repeated until they are learned. And I am a big believer in that. I'm going to talk a lot about Oprah on here. So, I've watched all these episodes of Oprah and her aha moments, and I think that's what it's talking about here, where it says, later, while taking a quiet walk, we break through. Quietly, the gift of understanding has reached that deepest place in us. Have you ever been watching something and it's or having a conversation with somebody, and it's like you haven't really fully understood something in your life that is like right there in front of you, and you feel like you should have been learning it all along, and then all of a sudden it's like moment of clarity. You're like, oh my God. It's that aha moment that Oprah talks about. I love those aha moments. They're so cool, aren't they? And like, you know, I can remember watching this episode, and I can't remember what the girl's name is, or the actress, but it's the one that was on the show with Kirk Cameron, and she played his sister. And she talked about having an issue, I think, with like drinking. And Oprah was asking her, like, did it never occur to you before that you had, you know, an issue? She had gotten like arrested, I think, if I'm understanding this correctly. Okay, I could be completely wrong, but she got like arrested with her kids in the car or something like that, and for drinking. And she said, oh, I mean, she goes, did it not occur to you before that moment that you had that problem, or was it in that moment? And she said, oh no, like it had occurred to me before. And Oprah talks about how things come to us first as like a whisper, and then it's like, you know, a feather, and then it's like a brick, and then it's like a wall, and then it's a mountain, and then it's like a brick mountain, you know, like it doesn't just like, we don't always get it right away. And I think Maya Angelou taught her that. And I think it's so true. You know, when I look at the lessons in my life that I've learned, especially the most profound ones, it's like none of them came to me like right away. Like it wasn't like the lesson appeared and then I was like, oh, I get it right away. I mean, like how quick and life would be purposeless if that was the case, you know, if we were just so quick to learn the lessons that way. I think some lessons I've learned quicker than others. I personally do believe that our purpose here on Earth is to learn a set of lessons that we have pre-decided before we come here. I really do believe that, that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. That's what I personally choose to believe. You believe what you want to believe. So like for me, when I'm in the process of learning a lesson, no matter, sometimes like I don't want to, you know, it's like I have to look at, okay, what am I supposed to be learning through this? Like I talked about the other day in this, in the video, when we read the book, Make Your Bed, he says in there that mistakes make great leaders, you know, and I think it's if you're open to the lesson of the mistake that you've made. But like I said earlier, that lessons will be repeated until they are learned. How long do you want the lesson to be repeated? You know, how long do you want this to continue to go on? You know, I have friends of mine that say, like with addiction issues, that people won't make changes until they've gone through enough pain. And I think there's some truth to that, you know? And I think for all of us, many of us haven't made changes until we've gone through enough pain. What does that pain look like for you, you know? When are you, is it the mountain or is it the feather? When are you going to learn? And I think sometimes when we see a repetition of, you know, whispers to us, maybe we need to be like, okay, well, maybe I need to listen to this, you know? And sometimes it isn't just with changes within ourselves. Sometimes it's with toxic people in our lives. It's like, okay, it happens to us one time, you know? It's like the old saying, you know, happens to me once, shame on you. Happens to me twice, shame on me. You know, I'm somebody that's like, shame on me, shame on me, shame on me, shame. I mean, I give people so many chances, and then I sit back and I'm just mesmerized. You know, it's like the old Dr. Phil thing where it's like the woman is like, you know, talking about her husband that left her, and she's like, you know, I did his washing, and I, you know, did his clothes every day, and I took care of, we had 8 kids, and I took care of the kids. This is like a true episode, okay, on Oprah with Dr. Phil. And she was like, you know, I did this and I did that, and he had all these affairs, and I allowed him to do it, and, you know, he would say I was worthless, he would say I didn't mean anything, you know, and then one day, like, he left for a pack of cigarettes, and he never came back. Can you believe that, Dr. Phil? And he's like, yes, you know, we teach people to treat us, you know, like, but it's so true, like, you know, and, like, you look at, like, relationships sometimes where, like, have you ever been in a relationship where you're a giver and they're a taker, and it's like, you just give and give and give and give more to that friendship or that romantic relationship or whatever, and it's like, what am I doing? But sometimes it takes us years, you know? And if you're in like a really scary situation, seek professional help. I'm not talking about that. But I'm talking about a friendship where it's like, I mean, I've had friendships of mine where every time I talk to them, it's just like always about them, which is fine, you know, sometimes. But like, do you want it always to be a one-sided friendship, you know? I'm somebody that like just hangs on and hangs on and hangs on. Actually, my friend Tanya and I were talking about that the other day. She said, you and I are so much like that. She was like, we both just hang on, you know, nonsensically to like this relationship that doesn't even really exist. And we're like, what are we doing? And then when we realize the friendship is over, we're like, damn, what happened? You know, like, and for so long we've known, you know, but we just hold on and hold on and hold on. I think it's such a great meditation, and I think it's really about being open to the aha moments and being open to really the mysticism of life, you know, the spiritual moments, those aha moments of like, oh my God, you know, like what just happened? No, I wasn't looking at a bird, but like, no, like what just happened, you know? This lesson just appeared in my life again, like that must have some meaning. And I'm a person that totally believes, I'm not a big believer in coincidences, I'm a believer in signs and symbols. And if there is no meaning to that at the end of my life, okay, fine. But like I made some sense and some meaning out of it during my life, and so it means something to me. And I don't want to lose that. I don't want to lose that wonderment and awe when I look at the world, you know? So I think it's great. And, you know, and I always say that life is like this ever, you know, growing school that we're in. And once you learn one lesson, you go to the next grade, but you never graduate from school. It's like you never learn, you know? People ask me often, like when I do Q&As, they'll say, like, what is one of your biggest turnoffs? One of my only turnoffs, I don't have many turnoffs, you know, in people, and I have to say, like, over the years, like, sometimes, I think many of you will understand what I'm saying, what is originally a turnoff with somebody is something later that, like, you miss about them when they're gone, you know? But, like, one of my biggest turnoffs in people is when they act as if they have nothing else to learn. Like their life is, like, I've learned everything that I can possibly learn. You don't know, like, you know, let me, you know, like, they become, like, they are the teacher. They know they are the teacher, and they have nothing else to learn, you know? Even the greatest teachers will admit they still have more to learn. And for me, it's sad, you know? Like, some of the wisest people that have ever walked this planet, you know, when I look at their readings or I look at, you know, the words that they've said, they're totally open to the lesson. And I think for any of us, we should forever I don't want life to get boring. And when I have turned off the lesson, life gets boring for me, you know? All right, let's go to the next meditation. This is in the Melody Beatty Journey to the Heart book. May 9th. May 1st was learn to release all toxins. Trust each step. This is a short one. Stay present for each step of your journey. We don't go from one place to another in a gigantic leap. We get there in increments by going through each feeling, each belief, each experience, one step at a time. Sometimes when we pray for miracles, what we're really praying for is help in skipping steps, for shortcuts. The simple act of acceptance of returning to each step of our path can often bring us the miracle we need. Then we see the truth. The real miracle is one always available to the real miracle is one always available to each of us. It's a miracle of acceptance. We can go where we want to go, one step at a time. Stay present for each step of your journey. Trust each stage. Many things are possible for you if you accept that the fastest way is one step at a time. I love that meditation. And what it was really making me think about is, have you ever wished for a lot of money? Like, I think most of us have. Like, please, like, give me money so I can take care of this, or give me money so I can take care of that, or, you know, I just wish I had, you know, like, I wanted $10 million or whatever, right? Which I think for me, if I broke that down, it's not really a wish for, like, I have everything I want, you know, I have everything I need. It's not really a wish for this insurmountable amount of money. It's really a wish for security and financial safety, if I really break it down and I think about it, right? So in my life, when I have wished for those things, it's interesting what happens, because I'm a big believer in blessings in disguise. So sometimes, like, I wish for, like, oh my God, like, please just let, like, a bunch of money fall into my lap, right? Or I'll, like, retweet out, like, the cat cash, or the cash cat, you know, I'm talking about the cat that, like, has all the money, supposed to bring you good luck, and all that kind of stuff. And then what will happen is I'll get a bill that I didn't realize that I had, and I'll be like, oh my God, I just wished for more money, and now I have this bill on top of everything else I owe. Like, what am I supposed to do, right? And all of a sudden, I'm like feeling more stressed out about money. And then I sit back and I look and I go, okay, this is what I have. What do I need to get rid of? You know, what do I need to change in my life? Do I maybe need to take a look at the fact that, like, I don't need to have cable anymore, or which I'm not getting rid of, so that's not one of them, but I'm using it as an example because I know a lot of people have gotten rid of cable, you know? Mrs. Birdie is now living up over here, so she just flew up to her nest, but I still wish she was on the front porch. If you guys followed my vlog, Mrs. Birdie was a bird that we had, and she had little baby birds last year. And one was named Steve, and that was Boo Radley's best friend. But anyway, you know, and then what happens is I start realizing, well, what's the difference between my wants and my needs? And so I stop spending money on stuff that I don't need, you know, like a surplus of it. I used to go to, like, Walmart or Meijer with my best friend, Tanya, you know, like 3 times a week. And I would go in there for deodorant. And because I had the money and I could spend it, I would buy, like, candles and candle wax. I would buy all this stuff I didn't need. And she and I talk about it all the time. She's like, can you believe how much money we used to spend? And I would spend like $50 to $100 on crap I didn't even need. And in the moment, it made me happy, okay? It wasn't like a Louis Vuitton purse. It wasn't a brand new Mercedes. It was like candle waxes, candles, you know? Or like this one thing I bought to make like string bracelets. I mean, it was all just a book here and there, you know? But those small things made me really happy, I thought. And so what I do is I start toning that down. And then what I realize over time is, oh my God, I have more money than I thought I had, you know? I'm not spending money on this, I'm not spending money on that. Like being at home, like looking at how much money I haven't been spending on going out to dinner and all these other places that I haven't been going, and shopping and all this kind of stuff, right? Has really taught me that I have more money than I thought I did. So in reality, this miracle that occurred was, okay, this bill came into my way that I didn't expect to have to pay, right? But it ended up giving me the money that I didn't know that I had. So sometimes the lesson is in disguise, if that makes sense. And for me, I always look for those lessons and those blessings in disguise to see, you know, like, oh, I didn't realize that it was right there. Sometimes it's not, you know, a $10 million check in my mailbox, which, by the way, I wouldn't turn down if it happened. But you know what I mean? Sometimes it's like in realizing, like, through the lesson what you really do have. And I think that's where gratitude and acceptance come as well. So those were 2 really good meditations today. So nice out here. I could just sit out here all evening. I need to put a hoodie on though. It's getting a little chilly. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed those. I hope you're staying safe and healthy. I love you. I love you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.